Y'all hear that? Hello everyone. I'm by myself. Yay, I'm by myself. I know it's not as interesting when it's just me, but I don't even know how to start this. I'm so used to Abby calling me an idiot for messing up these intros. Wow. Now I have nobody to call me an idiot for messing up these intros. That's crazy. No, but in all seriousness, I'm one man short. Typically, I'm seen on another podcast called It Only Gets Worse with my dear Pablo, as I like to call her, but other people call her Abby. She's currently doing big boy military things, and I'm by myself, and I'm okay with it. And I'm very happy for her. I'm very happy for myself. I'm happy for myself for getting off my ass and starting this podcast. Let's just start with that, okay? I'm very happy about that because when I tell you this year has been rough, 2025 has been rough. I'm just going to start off plain and simple. Every Friday, this is where you'll find me. Whether you want to find me or not, this is where I'll be. YouTube or Spotify. Those are my two streaming services of choice with this. But the reason I feel like I should start off with why I named the podcast what I named it Stubborn and Staying. Growing up, my mother called me a very stubborn child. And I feel throughout the year 2025, it being such a rough year for me and for, I'm sure, a lot of other people, maybe this was like your best year ever. I know some people are probably going to be like, oh, 2025 was the best year ever for me. I know me personally, I've had better. I've had better, was not my best year. And I feel there are some other people out there in the world who this also hasn't been their best year. So I feel like, this could be for you. But I feel as though through 2025, I lost a lot of my stubbornness mentality. And it has taken a lot for me to really gain it back. A lot of trials, plural. There were multiple trials. Trials and tribulations. I got a kidney infection, got a kidney stone. That really, it actually, in fact, did kick off my year. I graduated college at the beginning of this year, and I'm gonna say the beginning of this year in December. But, most people would probably be like, oh, that was still 2024. It was. But, it's one of those things that was in the beginning and it kicked off the year. So, yeah. But I got a kidney stone, got a kidney infection. Almost missed walking across the graduation stage for that. So that was fun. The job I thought I was going to get, that didn't work out either. And, it's okay. I started really editing more videos on TikTok. Following has grown slightly, not as much as I would want it to, but I feel as though I've kind of learned more in regards to editing and where I want things to go in that direction, and it kind of has led me here to this. What I want myself to take from this podcast, and what I want all my audience and all of you to take from this podcast is it's okay to talk about things here. The things I feel I'm going to talk about I know at least they pertain to me, but I want somebody else out there to have that idea that this maybe pertains to you as well. Because sometimes I get these thoughts in my head and I'm like, oh my goodness, nobody else is thinking these thoughts. I'm such a freaking weirdo, guys. And I'm like, nobody else is thinking this. And then I hear somebody else come out in public and say, you ever get that thought? And I'm just like, yeah, I do get that thought. Oh my God, I thought I was the only one. Wow. All in all, I want you guys to listen to this podcast and be like, wow, I think that too. Or I relate to this. Or, maybe this girl's pain makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Not even necessarily pain, but humor. Funny stories. Speaking of funny stories, I kind of wanted to start off with what has happened to me more recently, these past few weeks, just because I think it's a good icebreaker. It's a good icebreaker for this podcast. I recently got into a fender bender. Yay! The guy hit me. I was going down the road. It was like one of those 2-lane roads. You know, there's the slow lane and then there's the Lightning McQueen lane where you go, New. I was in the Lightning McQueen lane for a minute because I had to get into the turn lefty lane, the a la izquierda lane. And when I went to get into the a la izquierda lane, this guy, he speeds down the road out of nowhere. You know when you're driving and there's a person that's just going so fast down the road, like they're just driving so fast that 1 minute there's nobody's coming, and all of a sudden, boom, there that car is. Well, there was nobody behind me. And then all of a sudden, I look in my rearview mirror and there's a person behind me. And he was so close up on my ass that I could not see his headlights. I go to get into the left turn lane because I wasn't going to move out of his way because I was, I'm about to get into this turn lane. Well, I go to get into the turn lane and I put my turn signal on an adequate amount of time and I go to move over, and based on how fast this guy was going, I'm thinking it to myself. I'm like, oh, he's going to keep going straight, Nobody goes that fast into a turning lane, especially when there's a red light at said turning lane. Boy, was I wrong. He comes right up behind me into the turning lane, and, there's cars that are stopped at this red light, and I go to stop, and he doesn't. I start to slow down. He doesn't. So I knew he was going to hit me. I felt it. I didn't have this look of fear on my face. I didn't have a look of shock. I kind of just had a look of, yep, this is my life. This is what's happening. And I just 10 and 2'd on the wheel and sat there calmly. And I did kind of swerve my car so that way when he did hit me, if I were to for some reason move forward, I would go into the grass and not into the lady in front of me. He does hit me. I knew it was going to happen. We all saw it coming. Shocker. Spoiler of the year. But he hits me. I go into the grass. And yeah. God bless the lady in front of me. I think I did make a TikTok about this. The lady in front of me, she was so kind. She got out of her car and she was like, I saw everything. I saw him hit you. And I was like, oh, okay. And she stood on business. Okay, let me start with that. She stood on business. Comes out of the car. I saw everything. Call 911. I'm going to stay with you until the police get here. And then she's standing next to me and she's looking at the guy what the hell's wrong with you, dude? And the guy looked pissed off too. But the thing is, he knew he was wrong. And I'm grateful for the lady because it was one of those situations where if she was not there, he would have told the police some straight bullshit. He would have straight up said some bullshit, tried to talk his way out of it. But no, he saw her and he saw her looking at him and he was like, wow, I'm fucked. But I was not fucked. He was fucked. I was not. Well, she stays with me. And the whole time, we're both sitting there back and forth. I'm over here yeah, I'm okay. And she's standing over here, like I said, she's still on business. This woman is standing tall on business. She's one arm on her hip, looking at this guy, giving him the evil eye, and the guy's in his car. I never spoke to the guy because I'm I don't know this random man. He was a grown man. And this guy is significantly older looking than me. Well, she's standing there, hands on her hips, standing on business. It's he was up on your ass, and she was giving him the evil eye the entire time. And I was you're better than me because right now I'm on the phone with my mom, and my mom is freaking out because she's just let me get the insurance and blah, blah, blah. And so we're both I'm trying to figure out this thing with the insurance, and this woman is, I guess you could say she's running defense for me. She's looking at this guy, giving him the evil eye, being what's wrong with you? And she, like I said, God bless her. I'm pretty sure she was a nursing student and she was going to be late for class or something. And she gave me her name and phone number. And she's I have to go and the police don't show up yet. Give them my name and number, tell them I saw everything and tell them to call me. And I was like, okay. As soon as she gave me her name and number, police pull up. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, this is even better because, it's better to have the witness in person right there to say it rather than, because the police are probably not going to call. They're not going to call them up and be like, oh, yeah, I need this witness statement. No, they're just going to write the police report and go on about their day. Well, she tells them everything and she's like, this is what happened. This is my name. This is my number. I saw it all, everything. I was a witness. And he was like, okay then. But I didn't see him write a citation for the guy, but then I had to, for insurance purposes, I had to go pick up the police report, turn it in, and thank the Lord that the police had written on the police report that he was at fault. And so this past week I've been rocking with the rental car. And on the note of rental cars, I drive a 2012 Ford F-150. Let me start there. A 2012. Now, when we're talking 2012, we're talking no Apple CarPlay, no sort of screen. We're talking radio. Like this shit still has a CD player. This was our family car when I was a kid. It's paid off. It works. At this point, I just need a new bumper, which he's fixed now. We've gotten that taken care of. But I call my truck Leroy. While Leroy is over here being fixed, I get set up by his insurance company with this really nice Hyundai. And when I'm talking Hyundai, I'm talking, I think this year kind of Hyundai. And I'm not even talking about the exterior of it. To me, the exterior of it was one of those like white cars that it's just a car. It's just a basic generic Hyundai. And it was one of those Hyundais that they tried to make look like a sports car, but you could tell it's still just like a normal car. I wasn't even so much into this car for its exterior. In fact, the exterior was probably the only write-off for me. I was into it for the generic interior facilities. Let's start there. First highlight of this car, it had a booty warmer. I had toasty cheeks all week. Probably TMI, but I had toasty cheeks all week. Booty warmers, both sides. And it wasn't just like a flick butt warmer on. No, it had levels to it. Boom, boom, boom. Uno, dos, tres. 1, 2, 3. Levels to it. And this was perfect because we're in sweater season. If you couldn't tell, we're in sweater season. And not just like, oh, it's a little bit chilly outside sweater season. We're in bite your face, wind cold season. Like I walk outside and I go, whoosh, I'm blown away. So we had booty warmers. 2, we had temperature control in this car, which most people are like, oh, but it's a regular car temperature. What's so special about that? Like I said, guys, I have a 2012. We have the 2012 where we're talking about hot, cold, no number, no telling us what the actual degrees and temperature degrees is. We're talking levels 1, 2, 3, 4. You can, when it's cold outside, you turn it to hot, and then to get the heat, the air into the truck, you have to turn it on 4. And when you turn it on 4, you get the sound of just blowing in the car. And that's the air. Hot ass air blowing in your face. Now, it's the opposite in the summertime when it's when it's hot outside. You turn it all the way to cold, and then to get some of the cold air in, you turn it all the way to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it to 4. You don't turn it to 3, because if you turn it to 3, you get the tiniest stream of air. Now, when I'm talking tiniest stream of air, I'm talking I don't even know how to make that noise. It's just like a little barely hitting you. You're sweating your ass off. Now you turn it to 4, go back to this noise. You can't just leave it at a consistent temperature. That's what I loved about this car. You could leave it at a consistent temperature, and I didn't have to worry about turning the air on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off. I just left it. Put it at a temperature, left it. That paired with the booty warmer, amazing. Toasty cheeks, consistent temperature. I wasn't sweating my ass off, and I also wasn't freezing my ass off. I loved it. It was amazing. And then Apple CarPlay, okay? I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for Apple CarPlay. I see a car has Apple CarPlay and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. It's amazing because it's not even so much for the vibes. Some people get Apple CarPlay for like the look of it. They're like, oh, I love the look of it. I like that you can see what song I'm listening to. Why do you need to see what song you're listening to? Like, I get it. Sometimes the album covers looks really cool just in your car with the vibe, the aesthetic of your car. But when I'm driving down the road in a Hyundai, not even like a really cool like car, like I'm gonna say a Dodge Challenger, okay? Not even, if I'm driving down the road in a really souped up Dodge Challenger with a CarPlay, I would be like, okay, yeah, this album cover matches the vibe of this Dodge Challenger. I'm vibing with it. But if you're riding down the road in like a Hyundai or like a Honda Civic and you just newly installed Apple CarPlay on a 2007 Honda Civic, to me, it's just not worth it. What are you talking about? It's for the vibe. What vibe? You're in a Honda Civic. Only the closest thing that comes to my mind with that is the making my way downtown, walking with Terry Crews, like from White Chicks. But even still, that was in a convertible, guys. Let's get real. The Apple CarPlay has to match the car. And in this, it kind of matched the interior of the car. It matched it in the sense that the car was new and the radio was up to date with said car. It's like if I were to take my 2012 and go and put Apple CarPlay in my 2012 truck. It won't work. As much as I would love for it to work because I love my truck, it just won't work. So I did thoroughly enjoy that. I enjoyed utilizing those things, but then it was time to turn it in, and it did make me kind of sad. It did. Another thing about it too, really good gas mileage. I'm sorry, if you own a truck, gas mileage is crap. Let's be honest. It's crap. And I have an EcoBoost, and it's still crap. With this Hyundai, I think I only had to get gas once, and that was when I was turning it in. Because the tank had to be full. But moving on from, I feel like, this gory subject of car crashes, I wanted to talk about, I just think, overall headspaces and where everyone is and how everybody is feeling. Who wants to go first? Okay, great. I'll go first. Me. I have felt like shit this entire year. Now, based on me feeling like shit, my mind works in a really wacky, weird way where a lot of times my room and my car will reflect how my mind is at that moment. Right now, my room overall is clean. Ignore my bed. It's not made, but it's okay, guys. Sometimes we can have something wrong in our room. The floor is vacuumed, okay? We'll just... But my car is clean. My room is clean. My mind, I'm on track. I'm getting things done. I'm getting things edited. I'm getting things moved forward. Room's a mess. Car's a mess. I'm depressed. You guys like that, right? I will also say, though, that I have one of those minds where there's a lot going on in it at a time. Hence, my walls in my room. I have, like... This wall, I think over here, is covered head to toe. This wall back here is covered head to toe. My wall over here, covered head to toe. The wall right behind this camera, head to toe, covered in just what I think is cool crap. But I have kind of like I don't want to say like I'm going to call it like a cool junk vibe going on. Like most people might think, oh, I want stuff that matches. I don't. I want stuff that looks fucking cool together. And to me, having my little junk corkboard back there next to my Nightwing and Red Hood prints that I got off of Etsy, to me that's cool because it matches my vibe and it matches how I feel, and this is honestly how the inside of my brain looks. And it's the same with the wall right behind you guys. I have a really cool print that I got in Atlanta that says Amen to Ramen on it, and it matches my vibe, and it's right next to a Janis Joplin poster. That's probably why I got age 65 on my Spotify Wrapped this year, because I listened to music by Janis Joplin. But you know what? I don't care. I don't mind. Janis Joplin is fucking amazing. Overall, though, it's taken me a while to get my brain back on track this year. I've been hit, and I've been hit hard, and that's okay. You have to be hit hard sometimes. I'm gonna get deep for a moment, guys. Everybody, cue the deep music. It's okay to get hit hard sometimes. What matters is you keep going. And this is me keeping going by filming this and editing this for you guys. Even if you don't want it, you're gonna get it. Because I'm stubborn and I don't care. In all seriousness, though, I feel a lot better towards the end of the year than I did at the beginning of the year. Even though I still kind of feel like crap. I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like crap. I'm moving somewhere. I have a vision. I have an idea. I have ideas, not just one idea. I have ideas. And I want to present them to the world. I want to show them to you guys, and I want you guys to see where any of the things I do could possibly go. I want to see where they could possibly go. Even if you guys don't want to see it, I want to see it. Because you know what? I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It's my life. But in all honesty, when I came up with this idea, I was like, I have a lot of things I want to talk about. I had this vision, and originally my vision was supposed to be in that corner of the room with you guys propped up on the bookshelf. Instead, now you're here on my vanity, propped up on a container of creatine and a basket. Low budget laughter. We're really low budget here. Honestly, just really excited to see where this podcast can go and what it can do and the topics we can talk about. Today, I'm just mindlessly rambling. I'm talking about my mental health and where it's been and where it's going. In honesty, with mental health, I never know where it's going. I kind of I treat it like bungee jumping. I put on the harness and I just go, and I hope that it lands me somewhere okay. Not good, not great, not grand, not horrible, not depressed, but okay. Because sometimes you need to be realistic. And I've learned to just be realistic with my life while simultaneously doing impossible things. I do impossible things with a realistic mindset. I film these videos, I put them on the internet, and I have the realistic mindset of, hey, many people may not watch it, but that's okay. Maybe I'll find the right group of people who will enjoy it, and then I can continue to make more of these. But I approach it with the realistic mindset of, there are some people who are probably going to look at this video, they're probably going to hit you up, and they're probably going to be like, are you okay? In which I respond, no, I'm not okay. Do I look okay? Definitely, I'm not okay. Do you see me right now? No. But that's just, sometimes you just got to keep moving with it. I hope next time in this next episode that we can get into some more nitty-gritty topics or get into some random things that I just want to talk about. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you stay along, and I hope this first episode didn't deter you. Let's pray that once I wrap this camera is in focus, this audio sounds somewhat decent, and I have a good episode for you guys. This has been Stubborn and Staying, episode 1, and I hope you guys come back for episode 2 next Friday. Bye-bye!